Hi, good evening, everybody. Today I'm talking about financial planning, but in a nutshell, okay? And people ask me, Raymond, what do you do? I say I help people do financial planning. So what's financial planning? Actually, very easy. Just understand your goals and develop a plan. Control your spending and grow your money, okay? And do it repeatedly, okay? So that is financial planning. So usually I would say it take less than 1 minute to explain what I do, okay? But the most important is when we do a planning, you have to understand what's your goal. To a lot of people, goal means I want to pay off my college debts. I want to save money for a down payment, or accumulate enough money for my children to go to college, or maybe some money for retire, or maybe transfer the legacy to my next generation. So everybody have a different goal. So it's very interesting that, okay, when you do a planning, you do have actions. So every time a client come to me and now ask me, okay, what do I need to do in order to have a good planning? Well, I say that you need to have a good action and a commitment. Because first of all, I need to identify how much money you have, what's your cash flow, and your balance sheet. So the first thing I need to do is basically do a checkup. I say, you need to help me to check up. And then I look at the balance sheet and see, okay, you have certain debt, so you need to cut the debt. So first thing you do is pay off the debt first, and then do a budgeting. So the action they need to do actually two things, is budgeting and investing. So budgeting usually means that you only spend on something that is important, okay, not the want, but must have to spend. And a lot of people, they would do budgeting, but they forget one thing, is leveraging. That means you need to use your money smartly. That means use penny to buy dollar. Okay? Most people don't understand what it means by use penny to buy dollar. Okay? Well, that's your insurance. Okay? Saving. That means whenever you buy things, always buy things on discount. That means looking for the on sale. Let's say after Thanksgiving or after Christmas is something that you should go to spend your money. Okay? The rest you just keep it. Okay? So once you have a good cash flow balance, then you have some assets, and then you can allocate those assets into different buckets to grow your money. Again, you repeat it, do it every single time, every month, and then I guarantee that in the very near future, you will have certain amount of money in your asset. Now, the problem here, next problem is, Raymond, I know I can do all budgeting, but how about investment? What should I put my money into? And I ask you, what do you want your money to grow? How you want your money grow? The first question they ask me, hey, what's the rate of return, I say, okay, rate of return is something that we're looking at, but there's a lot of things that you also need to consider. Let's say the money you put into a certain bucket, whether it's liquid or not. So, and second thing is whether it's going to grow with inflation. And what about the risk? Do you have any risk you need to take care, right? Maybe some of them is very risky, okay? You may lose your money in one overnight. Another thing that you also need to know that when you put the money into the bucket, do you need to maintain it? Do you need to review it? Will you adjust it? What's the cost of doing this kind of planning, okay? So this is something that we need to look at. So actually we have two problems right now in the financial market. Let's look at. The first problem is you find out there's so many information overflow. Okay? You have friends doing a financial advisor, the other is an insurance agent, the other is a banker. They're all saying different things. So there's so many so-called experts and advisors around. And you see that today they have some kind of new product. Tomorrow they have another new investment opportunity. So many creative financial products. Oh, gee, I have too many things. I'm so confused. And the market is up and down, volatile. And there's a lot of people say, okay, they promise doing that. There's so many guarantees, but at the end, is that true? And also, our government and all the tax legal system, so many rules and regulations, it's hard for me to even to update, So many different opinions. And you see that all the contract, all the plans are all in plain English. But even a lawyer sometimes have a hard time to understand. So what should we do, you know? And the second problem is we all have an uncle. His name is Sam, okay? He's your lifetime business partner. What's mean by the business partner? That means whenever you earn 50%, he's going to take another 50%, even though you do all the work yourself 100%. Whether you like or not, he's in your family, you know, he's in the same bloodline. Well, I don't against that, but the only problem is he's always find some way to ask for more money from me. So annoying. But you know what? If you understand Uncle Sam's rules, you know, then maybe you're going to love him, you know. Because he said that if you grow your money in a bucket, you can pay him in one of the three ways. What's a lovely uncle, you know. So the one way is you can pay me now. The second way is you can pay me later, or you can pay me never. Okay, so which one you want to choose? C. My goodness. So what should you do? Again, you know that there's so many plain English, but you have no idea what's going on in all the rules and regulations. You need a professional team to filter all the noise, rocks and sands, to provide a plan that fit your need, so that you're able to decode all the foreign language of Uncle Sam's rulebook. And then they can design a portfolio with different assets in different buckets to grow your wealth. And same time, very important, risk management. Okay? They need to manage your assets in a cautious manner to provide financial security to you and your future generation. It's very important. Now, so the question is, how do you pick your team and what kind of people should in your financial team? Well, first of all, you need a primary doctor, which is a financial advisor. Okay? And then your team should have somebody who is very good in the tax, who is really into the legal issue, who understand the insurance, who really know the investment, and also some real estate agent, loan consultant, banker that can fully utilize your existing resource to do all the leveraging. So in order to have a very good financial plan to achieve all your financial goals, you need to have a solid golden triangle. This golden triangle is very important because most people, they don't understand it. If you have built a very strong triangle, it's almost a victory for your future. So the financial triangle is like this. You see on top of the triangle is your financial team. Basically oversee all your assets. And yours is on the left-hand side, and the right-hand side is the bucket providers. What's mean by bucket providers? Let's say if you have a retirement plan, somebody is going to help you to invest. The money is go in the company, either a mutual fund or some kind of stocks, or some kind of insurance contract, or some kind of private investment opportunities. Now, you have understand the bucket provider. This bucket provider, what's their financial strength? It's very important. I can promise to do something, but tomorrow it's going to shut down and bankrupt. No more promise, right? What's the investment philosophy? Are they going to invest in very risky asset, or in a very conservative asset, or maybe something in between? And then next thing we want to look at that is a management team. Are they ethical? Are they care about your interest, or rather their pocket? It's very important. And the last but not the least is the customer support. When you call the company, is there anybody in the other side listening to your complaint or provide you the service? Or is just an 800 number, you have to wait 30 minutes before somebody actually responds? Or even they send you email and come back to you 48 hours later? Or something that is very important. I have a client told me, he purchased an insurance, okay? but the insurance company never work on weekend, and it's a car insurance, and he broke down his car in the weekend. Okay, so that is something that you need to concern about. And then the financial team, again, I think the most important thing that when you pick a financial team is their moral philosophy. Because a lot of people come back to me, let me review their policy or their investment. I find out that most of the problem is the financial advisor or the agent that are not doing their job, or they basically take advantage of the client. And I feel really sad because those people actually give us a bad name, in the industry. And I feel really upset. And so I think that the most important thing that you need to find a good advisor that actually care about your interests in the long run. And even though you find some advisor, they are really in good heart, they really care about you, but also where they have experience and knowledge is also important. Some people that really care about a client, they do the best. They usually will look at something that they think is the best for the client. However, because the lack of the knowledge and understanding and experience, and they don't have a team to help them to do all the back-end checking. And it's very easy, actually, what I say is do some bad thing in a good intention. Okay, this is also not good too. Okay, but they actually, another people is they're really knowledgeable. Okay, they know all the loopholes, but they take advantage of clients. Okay, so you have to find the right people to help you do that. But when you have a right team, okay, and then the next thing that you need to do is looking at yourself. Whether the plan or the investment or the budget, whatever thing you said, do you have the risk capacity to take the risk? That's something that I see most of my clients, sometimes they don't understand. They're always looking for what is your rate of return. Okay, somebody give me, say that 8%, some are 10%, some is 4%. What's your rate of return? I say you have to calm down first. Understand the plan that you participate. What is the risk? I can tell you what's the best rate of return. You go to buy a lottery, okay, you will win the biggest, the greatest rate of return. But what's the risk? Okay, well, I cannot say is all risk, but most people they don't win it. That means most likely you lose all the money, right? Those are risks, right? And then when they give you a plan, you have to do your own work. That means you need to commit. If you don't commit and you don't communicate with your advisor told you, okay, let's do an annual review, and say, sorry, I need to take a vacation, okay? I don't have time. What about next month? And the advisor call you next month and say that, sorry, I need to send my daughter to the college, and we're going to spend a week over there, How about 3 months later, okay? Okay, but usually, my experience that those clients never actually call you back, And also, the investment experience is also very important. A lot of clients, they always say, okay, I need a financial advisor to help me, okay? And then they try to do some investment, but they have no idea, what is that. Some of them, they don't even know English, and they don't even know what's investment, what stocks, what is option, what is EFT, what bonds, they have no idea. So that is something that is very important. Usually, when you do investment, you better have certain investment experience. Otherwise, I'm not going to take you as my client. Okay. Another also thing is the source of fund, where you get the money to invest, and the rest is a time horizon. How long are you going to need those money? Let's say if you are 30 years old, okay, and then you put the money over there and let it grow, and then say, okay, we have 30 years, 35 years, maybe even 40 years to wait for it to grow. Okay, then maybe you can able to take certain risk. But if you're 55 years old and you have a few years, you will start to take money out, and you're going to fire your boss and don't quit your job and spend your time on vacation, then the time horizon probably is pretty short, okay? Then we have a different strategy for you, Particular, we have to think about, is there any risk involved if there's some market changes as well. So at the end of the day, in order to do a financial planning, it's easy. I can write you something, okay, you understand your goal, and then help you do budgeting, and then recommend you several different investments, and then you can look at it, and then you do your due diligence, and then you say, okay, let's do it. However, this is only the surface. The most important, as I always say, that you have the right team. Without a right team, you are not going to succeed. Because most of the investment product, you need to have maintenance. Maintenance means you need to review it, readjust it, okay? And then you have to find somebody who help you do all the homework. And also a coach that always remind you, when the market drop, maybe it's a good time to get in. When the market is really bully, maybe time you need to stop and take a look at. And then you probably say, okay, maybe it's time to sell. You need somebody to tell you, because we're always affected by our emotion. Okay? So the most annoying factor that I see in my client is emotional is always something that make them failure. So hire a right financial advisor, okay? It's almost like you're having a primary physician. Have a regular physical checkup. In case you need a special needs service, your primary physician can direct you to the trusted expert to handle your case. Same thing in the financial world. Financial advisor is like a coordinator, a manager to oversee your financial position, and he is your financial coach, and it really makes a difference. Thank you. Is it in 10 minutes?
Yes.